How does one part with his best friend? I just lost yesterday, one of my best friends. Rabbi Yosef Yitzchak ben Rebbe Rufol, Wilshansky Rosh Yeshiva in Eretz Yisrael. And divine providence made it that he should pass away on the Shabbos of Parshas Va'ato Tetzaveh, the only parsha of the year of the Torah since the birth of Moshe Rabbeinu, where his name is not mentioned, and as Chassidus explains, because this is beyond the name of Moshe. The day after Zayin Adar, the day of the birthday and the passing of Moshe Rabbeinu. This is not an accident. So this brings me to think about Moshe Rabbeinu. But before I share thought about Moshe Rabbeinu, let us all say chapter Tehillim, the 100th chapter. Mizmor l'soido riel Adonai kol haaretz ivdos Adonai b'simcha bo lefano benono d'u ki Adonai hu Elohim hu asanu v'lo anachnu amo v'tzoi marisoi bo yishoru b'soido chatzoroisoi b'silo hoido le'bochu shemoi ki tov Adonai le'olam chazdoi v'yad doir v'doir emunasoi. Let's give some tzedakah for the well-being of all of Klal Yisrael in Dushmosai. And as I said, this individual was soul and body completely committed and devoted, subservient to the Moshe Rabbeinu. So, a thought about Moshe Rabbeinu. We say every day, based on what it says in Chumash, Vayaminu b'Hashem u'v'Moshe avdoi, they believed in God and in Moshe Rabbeinu. Says the Zohar that the one who believes in Moshe Rabbeinu is considered as if believing in God. Now, what does that mean? So, according to the Zohar, Moshe Rabbeinu is called the Raya Mehemna. Raya Mehemna is simply translated the faithful shepherd, but it also means the one who shepherds the faith to Israel. He is the provider of emunah, of faith, to all of Klal Yisrael. He is the source and a conduit for their faith in God. The Alter Rebbe explains in Tanya that to understand this concept lies in understanding the father and child metaphor, which is used in Torah, our relationship with God. A microscopic bit of matter originating in the father's body triggers the generation of a life. In the mother's womb, a single cell develops into a brain, a heart, eyes, ears, arms, legs, and toenails. And soon it emerges into the world to function as a thinking, feeling, and achieving human being. So now in body they have become two distinct entities, but in essence, father and son is always one. The Jewish people is comprised of many organs and limbs. The mind of the generation is the Moshe Rabbeinu, the Rebbe of that generation, who devotes his entire life to the assimilation of the divine essence of Torah, whose entire being is permeated with the awareness of God's truth. He is the mind of the nation. We are the heart, individuals whose lives exemplify compassion and piety, and the hands that great builders and achievers. Each and every individual, from the Moshe Rabbeinu of the generation to the ordinary foot soldier, forms an integral part of the body of God's firstborn, B'ni B'chori Yisrael. We are the children of our Father of God. And each one is equally the limb of the Father. But as with the physical father-child relationship, it is the mind of the child which facilitates the bond with his father. As long as the many organs and limbs of his body remain a single integrated whole, they are all equally the father's child. The same applies to the body that is the Jewish people. It is our life bond with our mind that the Moshe Rabbeinu, the leader of the generation, that both integrates us as a single whole and imbues us with our connection to our Creator, our source. Through one can never sever his or her bond with God, any more than even the lowliest toenail of the child's body can choose to go off on its own and undo its relationship with his father. But while we cannot change what we are, we can determine to what extent our identity as God's child will be expressed in our daily life. We can choose, God forbid, to disassociate ourselves from the leader whom God has implanted in our midst, thus banishing our relationship with him to the subconscious of our soul. Or we can intensify our bond to the mind of Israel, thereby making our bond with the Almighty a tangible and vibrant reality in our lives. My friend Itche definitely made it a vibrant reality in his life. May his memory be of a blessing, and I have no doubt that he is now going in front of God Almighty and begging the Rebbe to come back and take us out of exile now.